A blessed Sunday, everyone! Welcome to Doctors on TV. Isang mahalagang topic ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong umaga, lalo na't may kaugnay nito sa ating mga puso. But before going further, we would like to invite you mga kasambahay, don't forget to follow and subscribe on our social media accounts. Please like and follow our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/doctorsontv and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type youtube.com/@doctorsontv. And you can actually send us questions and comments sa mga pages na yan. Kaya after liking and subscribing, i-share nyo na din po sa inyong mga friends. Bago po tayo dumako sa ating kaabang-abang na topic, atin pong alamin kung gaano nga po ba ang death cases ng cardiovascular diseases. Let's watch this.
Did you know that cardiovascular diseases or diseases of the heart and blood vessels are responsible for 1/3 of death in the Philippines? According to the 2021 report of Philippine Statistics Office or PSA, 72% of recorded death in the Philippines is due to cardiovascular diseases, a kind of non-communicable disease. When the COVID-19 pandemic started, it threatened the health and lives of people with cardiovascular diseases, making them more at risk of severe illness or death. In this case, the Department of Health, World Health Organization resolved to save lives, and World Heart Federation commit to strengthen collaboration for action needed to prevent deaths caused by cardiovascular diseases.
Nakita po natin, nakakapangamba talaga ang ganitong klase ng sakit. Mga datos pa lang yan sa Pilipinas po ha. Paano pa kaya worldwide data? Kaya mga kasambahay, naku, ingat-ingat po tayo. But before we move to our topic, we will be right back after this break. Welcome back to Doctors on TV. And now mga kasambahay, before we move forward to our topic, we would like to share with you how to strengthen our immune system with a nutrient-dense diet. Let's watch Naturally Yours.
Good morning mga kasangbahay. It's another Sunday full of information on how to keep us healthy naturally. Sa pamamagitan ng isang maliit na aparato na kung tawagin ay blood pressure monitor, malaking bagay na ito upang mabantayan ang ating blood sugar. Pero nakakalungkot isipin na hindi bahagi ng pamumuhay ng maraming Pilipino ang pag-monitor sa kanilang mga blood pressure. Tara, pag-usapan natin paano nga ba natin maiiwasan ang hypertension in a natural way. Para makaiwas tayo, lagi tayong mag-ehersisyo araw-araw. Isang oras na paglalakad, jogging, cycling, swimming o pagsasayaw ay malaking naitutulong para maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng hypertension dahil pinapalakas nito ang ating resistensya. Umiwas na din tayo sa pagkain ng masyadong maaalat dahil hindi po ito maganda sa ating katawan. Umiwas na rin po sa pag-inom ng alak at paninigarilyo. Monitor your blood pressure at home at lagi po tayong magpapacheck up kapag may hindi magandang nararamdaman. Bukod dito, huwag nating kalimutan ang ating immune system dahil ito ang natural defense ng ating katawan at ang pagkakaroon ng nutrient-dense diet ay malaki ang maitutulong sa atin para palakasin ang ating immune system. Katulad ng mga pagkain na merong mataas ang anti-inflammatory, katulad ng garlic. Limitahan din po ang ating pagkain ng asin or maalat. Bantayan po natin ang mga pagkain lalo na ang mataas na potassium. Umiwas po tayo sa pagkain or inumin lalo na ang merong caffeine at ang mga alcohol. Napakasimple lang 'di ba mga kasambahay at madaling tandaan. Kaya naman sundin lang natin ang mga ito. For sure maiiwasan natin ang pagkakaroon ng hypertension. Muli, ako po si Dr. Jason Sanchez, your integrative medicine doctor. See you again next week for another dose of natural ways to be healthy because natural is beautiful. Only here at Naturally Yours.
Thank you, Dr. Jason Sanchez, our integrative medicine doctor, for sharing some tips for our viewers. And for today's topic, makakasama po natin si Dr. Rosario Soledad Neri, a cardiology specialist from Makati Medical Center and current Council Chair on Cardiomyopathy and Cor Pulmonale of the Philippine Heart Association. Hi, Doc Cha! Welcome to Doctors on TV.
Good morning, Dr. Sarah, and good morning to our kasambahays, the viewers of Doctors on TV. Thank you for having me here today.
Yes, and thank you at pinaunlakan nyo kami, Doc Cha. And napakarami, di ba, na mga matataas ang BP, mga hypertensive patients natin. And we know that one of the complications would be having a hypertensive heart disease. So, napakarami pong magbe-benefit sa atin pong episode for today. But before we move to our discussion, let us know what is hypertensive heart disease. Let us watch this.
Hypertensive heart disease occurs when your high blood pressure is neglected for a long time. It is a strain added on your heart that can lead to heart failure or other health problems. It is important to treat high blood pressure because if left untreated, it may cause long-term conditions that develop over many years in people who have high blood pressure.
Okay, so Doc Cha, can you explain more, Doc, what is hypertensive heart disease?
So, ang hypertensive heart disease is a term we generally apply to cardiac conditions caused about by prolonged, uncontrolled hypertension.
Okay, Doc, himayin natin para sa ating mga viewers. So, pag uncontrolled ang hypertension or pag mataas ang BP for long, yung hindi mo nako-control, okay, so basically nagkakaroon ng epekto na hindi maganda sa puso. Tama po?
So, imagine simply saying, when I tell my patients what hypertension is and what are the effects on the heart, I explain to them, imagine your heart is a muscle, and that hypertension is perceived as stress to the heart. So, ang heart po, when you have high blood pressure, your heart has to pump extra hard or extra effort to overcome that high pressure. So, imagine yung stress po na yon. It's like ang muscle, pag ini-exercise, lumalaki po, di ba? So, ganun din ang heart as a muscle. When it adapts to stress, pwede rin po siyang lumaki, pwedeng kumapal ang heart muscle.
Okay, so having said that, siguro pwede rin natin i-educate ang ating mga viewers. Bakit hindi natin gusto na lumalaki ang puso? Kasi di ba, usually alam natin yan ang heart, okay, sa isa siyang, you mentioned muscle, pero sa loob may space yan. Meron yung 4 chambers or 4 na kwarto sa loob. What happens pag lumalaki ang puso?
So kapag lumalaki ang heart, when the heart muscle thickens, nagbabago ang structure ng heart. It can also affect the coronary arteries, yung blood supply po ng puso. It can also affect the electrical conduction inside the heart. And therefore, pag nagkakaroon ka ng mga ganitong cardiac dysfunctions, it can lead to left ventricular hypertrophy, heart failure, coronary artery disease, and cardiac arrhythmias.
Oh, okay. So basically, nakita natin, tuloy-tuloy nag-i-increase ang severity, mas dumadami ang komplikasyon, okay? Mas nagiging marami yung condition na hindi maganda ng heart, okay? Tama, okay. And usually po, di ba, sinabi na natin kanina na it's hypertensive heart disease. But of course, for the benefit of our viewers, ano talaga yung main cause ng nitong condition na to, Doc?
So from the term itself, ang hypertensive heart disease, it's actually a long-term condition. Again, the main cause is uncontrolled high blood pressure. Matagal po nating napabayaan for years or even decades. And therefore, it can eventually affect the heart function.
I see. And sino po yung mga at risk, okay, magkaroon ng ganitong condition?
Just like in hypertension, you have modifiable risk factors and mga non-modifiable risk factors. So when you say modifiable risk factors, these are things that you can still do something about. You can correct, you can reverse, Number 1, unhealthy lifestyle. The diet po.
Naku, maraming guilty dyan,
yes.
Doktora. Okay.
High salt diet, fatty diet, yan po, sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise. So those are things that we can modify. Others, elevated blood sugar, elevated cholesterol levels, smoking, excessive alcohol drinking. So those are things that we can still work on. While for the non-modifiable risk factors, ito po yung innate na. You're born with it. And it's number 1 is age. Advancing age is a risk factor. Your gender, your sex, usually it's the male, mas common sa male population.
And bakit nga ba ang male? Kasi syempre, parang kawawa naman ng male, lagi na lang sila, di ba?
Yes.
So bakit, what is it in males that make them more predisposed to, to hypertension and its complications?
Well, studies have shown a lot of possible causes, pwedeng behavioral, social, and genetics po, no? So, syempre, ang male, they have the tendency to, when they release stress, they drink, they have this unhealthy lifestyle, so that can predispose them to hypertensive cardiovascular disease. Another is the way to relieve stress. Tayo mga babae, we talk to our friends, we find ways to relieve stress. But for men, they tend to keep to themselves. They isolate, no? So, kumbaga, all that stress can build up, And then, for women kasi, up until a certain age, we have this neuroprotective hormones na tinatawag that can help prevent cardiovascular disease. But after menopause, then pwede na mag-set in yung mga risk natin for cardiovascular
That's why kapag ka
disease.
pumasok na sa menopausal stage, okay, that's when saka palang magsiset in. I mean,
Yes,
usually sa
that's
mga babae.
when you
no?
see it.
Okay, and then, so apart from the gender and, if it runs in the family as well,
Exactly,
ano pa yung
family
mga
history.
non-modifiable risk factors?
As you mentioned, Doktora, family history of hypertension, that's something you can't modify. So, at least when you're aware that you have a family history, di ba, you're more cautious, mas mag-iingat po tayo.
Okay, so yan, no? So basically, yun, mga kasambahay, nako, kaya dapat ingat-ingat, no? And ito, Doktora, no? Okay, so usually po, sinabi nyo kanina na usually prolonged na uncontrolled yung hypertension before somebody, gets diagnosed with hypertensive heart disease. And ganong katagal tong matagal na panahon na ito? I mean, in your practice, usually mga nakikita nyo sa clinic, kalimitan pa, bago mag-present ng mga, mag-manifest ng mga signs and symptoms.
So, there's no really specific number, no? It can span like years, pwedeng 5 years, sometimes decades, no? Or even 10 years. The sad thing kasi about hypertension or hypertensive patients, majority of them asymptomatic. Wala po warning, no warning signals, no symptoms. So, it's later on in the disease that saka lang may naramdaman, saka lang po magkukonsulta.
Yeah,
No?
oo.
So, ganun sa hypertension. That's why we actually call it a silent killer. No? So, the only way to find out if you have hypertension is to go to your healthcare provider and have your blood pressure measured.
Okay, and it should happen talaga regularly or randomly at least magpakuha ka.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to have an idea of ano ba talaga yung blood pressure mo.
Actually,
okay.
the advice, Doctor, is by 18 years old, no? You can have your BP checked at least every 1 or 2 years, no? Just to be sure that your blood pressure is controlled.
Yeah, and of course, especially after nagkaroon ng pandemic, well, we're still here, but I understand, di ba, lahat naman natin, alam natin na lahat nag-iba ang lifestyle, okay? Lahat kasi tayo medyo na-close tayo dito, na-enclose tayo sa ating mga shells, okay, for the past 2 years, okay? So, imagine, medyo ang nag-suffer dyan yung physical activity ng mga patients. Ako, Doktora, umiinit yung ating talakayan, and of course, feeling nila guilty sila, no? But before we proceed, no, Doktora, ito po, makasambahay na wag muna po kayong bibitiw kasi marami pa tayong pinag-uusapan dito. Baka mamaya, isa sa pamilya po pala, may ganito. Naku, sadly. Kaya kayo po please stay tuned dahil magbabalik po ang Doctors on TV. Welcome back to Doctors on TV, and we're still here with Dr. Rosario Soledad Neri, a cardiology specialist from Makati Medical Center. But before we continue, Doc, let's watch the diagnostic checkup of our patient. Let's watch this.
Isa si Ginoong Manuel C. Soriano Jr. ng San Jose del Monte, Bulacan sa mga nagkaroon ng severe COVID-19 noong kasagsagan ng pandemya, bagay na nagpadagdag hirap